I should have done a soundtrack. I don't know how loud that's going to be. We might have to turn it up. We're going to talk about some bands and shit. Maybe some horror movies. Maybe some non-horror movies. Might even talk about those. I know we got some definite traction in the comments on that one. Got some movie people out there. That's good. Not just metal. Movies as well. Needs to be louder.
No one in control.
Yeah, that's so badass, dude. It sounds like Florida death metal. It sounds like Malevolent Creation. It damn near is. It's Defiant Empire. Some of the dudes from Malevolent after Malevolent. Yeah, I got to see this band live a few times. Damn, that's loud. Let's turn that down a little. Had to pull an edge off that, man. That was... I saw this band live a couple times. It was absolutely a blast. I know they did more, but this is all I have. Just chatting about Blasphemy, Gods of War the other day. Anybody know Proclamation? That seems like another one, like, people should know. Or somebody mentioned Proclamation to me. I don't recall what, but it had the red bar that said, yeah, somebody recommended Proclamation. I want you to know when I was like, okay, cool, you bought, that's right. Somebody said they scored a physical copy of Messiah of Darkness and Impurity from Proclamation. I was like, right, let's go quick and YouTube and see if I've listened to this. I have listened to this. It's got the red bar. I got a screen cap of it, and you can't see it, so you just have to take my word for it. But I'm not bullshitting you, because I don't have to. I'm not got no reason to fucking lie to anybody about anything. It had the red bar that said you could listen to this. So I was like, okay, cool. Clicked on it. Yes, I have listened to this. I know this band. I know that album, Messiah of Darkness and Impurity. Fucking killer. That is a fucking... Left some notes for myself here. Ah, yes. What'd I say? Raw sound, great production. That's the note I gave myself. Raw sound, yeah. It sounded raw, very live in the studio. You know, maybe some compiled tracks, but it didn't feel like those tracks were compiled. And if they were, that was insanely good mixing, which made me think, that's cost money, so this tells me these guys probably knew how to bust those songs out. They were very well rehearsed in those songs. I love black metal that can do that. I love black metal that's bands like Proclamation where they go out there and be raw as fuck and heavy and have nuance, and that still all get captured in there. Proclamation is definitely one of those albums. Messiah of Darkness and Impurity. And they've got a huge catalog, so I'm not going to go into any more of their stuff, but that one for sure is a very amazing album. Unholy Wine of Fortification. Sounds like a D&D thing. Sounds very D&D like, but Remains of Sacrifice. Tyrants from Desolation. That's a cool tracks. Let's talk about a movie. Yep. There's two in here. It's Fade to Black and Hell Night. We're just going to omit Fade to Black. There's no real reason to watch that. Unless you want to see a very young Mickey Rourke. If you like Mickey Rourke, you want to see a very young one. I think it might have been his first speaking line in a movie. I'm not sure. If you're into that, there's some famous actors in it, but the plot is boring as shit. Lifetime movie horror. Hell Night. Linda Blair. Y'all haven't seen that bad boy. It's the haunted house trope, kind of the slasher trope, kind of the monster in the dark trope. It's kind of all these tropes, all in like, what's that one? Stephen King wrote it about the chick, not Firestarter. Damn it, I can't remember it. Carrie. Fucking Carrie. Kind of had a Carrie vibe, but not. Where like a school prank went too far. Like Rock and Roll High School or something like that. Slaughterhouse High. Slaughterhouse High. Anybody ever see that one? Am I remembering that correctly? Unreliable narrator of it. Anyway, so Hell Night is just one of those movies. I'm just going to see if you can see that. It kind of takes a lot of the horror movie tropes and combines them into one horror movie that's actually good because it does what it sets out to do. It sets out to be just kind of a horror movie that's just slightly different than the last one you saw. It's got suspense where it has some gore, but I think it's sparingly used. And it's sparingly used to like an excellent effect. And then it's kind of got some suspense to it, some like oh shit moments. And then that horror survival kicks in at some point. So Hell Night, Linda Blair. If you haven't seen that, doing yourself a favor. Linda Blair, she was from The Exorcist. The wife told me she went and saw that in one of those old theaters that plays old movies like midnight showings and stuff, and they have a lot of them, but they're so far away from us. They're worth it. Back when we lived closer to that area, we'd check some of this out every now and then. And when I was in Houston, we had midnight theaters of Rocky Horror Picture Show. I get it. I just don't enjoy it. But what I did like was Repo, a Genetic Opera. With everybody in the crowd acting, we had actors acting the roles out. They wouldn't step on the movie, but they would. It was cool to see it. Repo, a Genetic Opera. And then they made a movie about it with Jude Law and Forrest Whitaker. And I like Forrest Whitaker and Jude Law, and they do a good job in that movie, but man, that's like not Repo, a Genetic Opera. One of them's got, that movie's got, did a movie of it, just like Rocky Horror Picture Show. Paris Hilton's in that bitch. And she's not awful in it. Like, she does that role really well. Everybody does like a great job in that one. If you've ever seen Repo, a Genetic Opera, comment down below. I feel like I'm the only one that's seen that. And everybody talks about Rocky Horror. Give me Repo, a Genetic Opera. That's it. What song is this? Witness to Terror? No, this is Redemption, I think? Yeah, Redemption. You just hear the Malevolent Creation vibe now. Oh, there's a way cool part to this song. Wait for it. The cool part's coming. That film was such shit, man. That film was awesome. Awesome. Fucking love Divine Empire. Anybody ever seen this one? Taxi Driver. Martin Scorsese. Like his first film or whatever. You know, he did like Casino and Goodfellas, which... if you're going to see anything about Goodfellas, please read the source material. If you really want to dig into it. Yeah, well, all that stuff in the movie is, you know, there in the book. It's just fleshed out better in the book. But Taxi Driver, Martin Scorsese, though, man, with Robert De Niro and the chick Clarice Starling from Silence of the Lambs, Jodie Foster. And Jodie Foster was a fucking minor in this film. It's so disturbing. You know, it's like Leon the Professional and The Professional in America, our version of it. It is that level of fucking disturbing. Life-changing view. Like, you watch that and you're like, fuck, I'm so disgusted with everything. Like, and then our anti-hero, Travis Bickle. Oh, yeah. There's a fucking American treasure right there. Travis Bickle. That's from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. That's Benicio del Toro talking. Go ahead, and, if you don't believe me, it is. Check it out. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Was that the name of the character, Travis Bickle? I know it's like Travis, but whatever. Yeah, you just want a gritty, raw fucking movie that makes you want to just, like, I have to go take a shower to get all that disgusting off of me. It's like the kind of disgusting that just sticks with you for a while. Like a smell, like an odor. You know? It's lingering. That's how Martin Scorsese, this is like how he got into cinema. Fuck, it was so extreme. So extreme. I know we talk about, you know, horror and stuff like this, but this is one that is just like so realistic horror. Because it's horror, what you're watching in Taxi Driver. This is American horror as bad as it can get. In America, as bad as it can get. And at that time, that was a little snapshot of 1970s New York. The Rotten Apple. That's a badass beat. That's a fucking badass beat. So, horror fans and non-horror fans, people just want to fuck your mind up, you know, really depress you or something, watch that movie. Woo. I had to have that. That's like right next to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and just it's what it does to the audience. Both of those films just abuse the audience. Taxi Driver abuses you. It's like Cannibal Holocaust. Cannibal Holocaust went way too far with it by having actual animals killed. And then what they did to the extras, those actual tribal natives that they had, they gathered them up and set the building on fire and had them run out of the building because it was on fire. You know, and got that natural panic. Like, that pushed the sensibilities way too far. Don't actually watch Cannibal Holocaust. It's a really depraved movie. Eaten Alive, I think it's a little bit more... It's not... It's more attacking your sensibilities, but not like because they did horrible things to actual other living things. So Eaten Alive, you want to shock him and cannibal. But Taxi Driver attacks your sensibilities. 100% does. It wants you to see this horrible stuff being committed and wants to see what you do about it. And most people will turn a blind eye to it. They don't even want to look. They know it's there. They don't want to look. And the anti-hero that we have... he's the one who looked into it and was like, this is disgusting what I found, and I think I'm going to do something about it. And he legit does. So, yeah. There was Bernie Getz. This is a real life case in New York. He was in the subway and he was tired of being robbed every night in the subway. So he bought a fucking 38, which he could do at the time, and he put it in his fucking pocket. And he got robbed again, and he was like, back the fuck up. And they kept pushing, and he just unloaded. And he had to go to court for a long fucking time to get that thrown out, but eventually he did. Another fun one, Summer of Sam. Spike Lee did that one. I think it's kind of like a caricature drawing, like an acid trip drawing of people of that time in like 1979 New York. So right along the Taxi Driver era. So watch Taxi Driver and then watch Summer of Sam. Ooh, you get a nice taste of that. New York, gritty New York, hot summers, 70s, post Vietnam War. That was a huge thing. So yeah, younger people, if you're under 30, like watch those films that I've been listing. Summer of Sam, Taxi Driver. See that gritty raw, man. And just understand that the people I was raised by had just experienced that nonsense. And I was born in the 70s, but only barely. So I don't remember the 70s. I don't consciously aware. I remember the 80s because I was old enough to like start doing shit. So if you understand how people get so fucking hard and so fucking mean, watch that cinema. Like, watch those television shows from that era, dude. We were on fucking edge. So, and people wonder why I like Divine Empire. Oh, you like movies like that? Yeah, and I like music like this. It pushes the limit. You know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre pushed the limit with sound. There was no blood in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was all sound effects and screams and different sound effects like that. It was the wall of noise, the Alfred Hitchcock, Psycho, and The Birds. You want to hear a fucked up movie? Watch The Birds by Alfred Hitchcock. Now, watching it, you're like, this is fucking dumb. But then at some point, you're just like, that fucking soundtrack has to go. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre assaulted your senses, sound senses. Taxi Driver pushed that sensibility, you know. And death metal pushes both. It pushes sound and sensibilities. Extreme music. I've got what just lump it all as extreme music. There's black metal, noisecore, whatever. But some of it pushes more than others. Acceptable levels of pushing. I don't know why I'm talking about that shit. Okay, let's wrap up with a vid comment. Taka! Another classic cattle prod story. Amazing how you kept that under wraps. Whatever are you speaking of? Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. You have to be really open-minded for this kind of music, what makes it all the more interesting. Why choose boring and normal? Just for the sake of feeling accepted by the majority? Thin sense of appreciation. Yeah, that's why they do it. Taka, you nailed it. Acceptance within your peer group. I don't want to be accepted just for the sheer sake of being accepted. I want to be accepted because I feel like I brought worth to the group. And I kind of like being around people that are just off. You know, I don't want people that are normal for a while. I've been through some unreal experiences. And I like things that are unfucking real. And I only like, it's like veterans. You know, they only want to hang around other war veterans. It's not that they like that guy, it's just this is the only person at the end of the day that understands what he's been through. And some of us out here in this scene, you know, we have flocked to the music because we're either that coming up or we're that already. And we're victims of circumstance. And I hate to use the fact that we're victims, because we're not victims. You're only a victim in your mind, but we are products of circumstance. And I tell most people, if you had seen half the fucking shit I did, you would be insane. The fact that I can just sit here and talk to you and remain coherent and actually do anything is sheer force of will. Just absolute willpower to keep going. Most people I know, I've talked to, they're like, I don't know what I would have done in that situation. I'm like, you would have died. You would have been crazy after. Like, I don't feel sane. I do feel a bit off, but I'm not. Crazy people don't know they're crazy. So I feel crazy, so that probably means you're not. But I have just seen a shocking level of violence in my life. And, now, I'm sure there's people out there that can top me. Yeah, I'm sure you can, but when you're surrounded by people that are like that, you'll all come up that way. When there's a few of us in the crowd that have experienced it, and like we discussed in Taxi Driver, how the people just wanted to turn a blind eye to it. They just didn't want to pay it any mind. We're these lone Travis Bickle type people who've seen horrible things, and we're changed, and we just want to hang around people that are just like, I've been changed by that thing too. And that's what we should be for each other, within reason, If you're coming to bring... No, I won't say anything. We're at 20 minutes. Talk, I didn't finish your comment. Always enjoyed the more heavy side of rock. Hell yeah, and metal. Taka, it was you that was talking about Messiah of Darkness and Impurity by Proclamation. It's you. I just read that. I was like, who told me about this? You did. Hey, we solved the mystery. All right, yo. Cattle Pride, Appalachian Warlord. See you next time. Later.